The problem with having a great life is that other people can get jealous and they want to take it away from you. And this is what happens to Marie. Marie is 40 years old and has the kind of beauty that comes from being at peace with yourself. She has a beautiful house where she lives with her husband and 2 kids. In her neighborhood, she is known for being kind and generous. She is also a high school teacher and loves her job. Her students love her back, and parents are grateful to have her as a teacher because she cares about their children and tries to give them all the love and support they need. She has a good relationship with her colleagues, and whenever there is a problem, they know they can count on her. Even her boss, Principal Bergeron, really appreciates her and often praises her work. Her younger sister, Elise, is 37 years old and lives in Marie's shadow. She is resentful of her sister because she believes she always gets everything handed to her. And she is right. Marie just seems to have a gift for life. Elise doesn't have anyone but her cat for company because no one else wants to be around her. She works in a bakery and is barely scraping by. But even at work, things don't go well for her. Her boss, Madame Delphine, is constantly yelling at her to work faster or do something better. But she doesn't care how much effort Elise puts into her work. There is never any praise or recognition. One day, Elise sees an opportunity to get back at her sister. She finds out that Marie will be part of a jury in a case against the baker she works for. Madame Delphine has been accused of embezzling money from the company, and now she could go to jail. So when Elise hears that Marie will be deciding her fate, she feels empowered. This is her chance to get back at her sister. She knows that if she loses her job, she won't be able to pay her rent, and then she might even end up on the street. But what's one more problem for someone who already has so many? She decides to sabotage her sister and whispers some lies about her to the people she knows will be on the jury. The trial starts, and although Marie does her best to stay impartial, Elise is able to convince enough people to vote against her. When the verdict is guilty, Madame Delphine comes up to Elise and thanks her for helping her out. Now she knows who to blame for the loss, and she is really angry. But Elise doesn't care. Finally, she was able to accomplish something, and it had nothing to do with her sister. But this is when the strange incidents start happening to Marie. First, she is asked by the principal to explain why her students are failing exams. She checks their homework and realizes they haven't been doing anything she assigned. They claim to have done it, but it's obvious they're lying. Then while Marie is at work, strange things happen at home. Her husband calls her because their son Leo has a fever and can't go to school. But later that same day, he calls again and tells her that Leo threw up all over the floor, and now he is also feeling sick. As if this wasn't bad enough, their daughter Chloe comes home crying because she found out that her best friend Ella is spreading rumors about her. At first, Marie thinks that this must be a coincidence, but after this, strange things keep happening. One day, she's getting stuff from the printer room and sees 2 teachers, Mademoiselle Anne and Mademoiselle Laurence, laughing and pointing at her. She walks past them without saying a word and goes to the staff room. Later that day, she hears them talking about her and decides to stay hidden in the staff room until they leave. Then she goes to the bathroom and washes her face. She was so shaken by the experience that she can't focus on anything else. She calls her husband and he comforts her. He tells her that she shouldn't think too much about it and that she should just forget it happened. But the next day at school, she has a meeting with Principal Bruno. He tells her that the 2 teachers she saw laughing in the printer room were actually fired the night before. Apparently, they were caught stealing from the school. They took money from the students' field trip fund. This means that Marie was right, but it still upsets her that she didn't believe herself and got caught up in other people's schemes. She knows that she is an honest and hard-working teacher and that she would never do such a thing. So she can only assume that her colleagues were trying to frame her and put the blame on her. However, the principal reassures her that he would never let any of his teachers get away with such behavior. And soon after, 2 new teachers join the school. Life seems to go back to normal. Marie feels blessed to have a wonderful husband, great kids, and a decent job. While her sister, Elise, is still struggling. She's tired of being treated like a nobody and wants to change something in her life. She is frustrated with her dead-end job and considers quitting. But where would she go? She is barely educated and doesn't have any marketable skills. Also, her personal life is a mess. She is single, and not one guy ever looked at her the way she looks at them. Maybe if she moved to another city, she would have better luck. But she has no money. Saving up would take her forever, and by then she would be even older, and this is when she has a brainwave. Why wait when you can steal it? She knows her sister has money. It would be easy to take some. But Marie is onto her now, and she would never allow it. She knows that she would never get close to her sister's house without being seen. But Marie isn't always home, so she can simply wait outside the house and see where her car is parked. When Marie is away, she can break into the house and take some of her things. Then she can pawn them and use the money to move somewhere else. She's already taken a few expensive necklaces from Marie's jewelry box, and she plans to do it again. But this time, she's going to take even more. She waits until Marie leaves and breaks into the house. She quickly rummages through the jewelry box, but can't find any more necklaces. Just as she is about to give up, she sees a purse with the lock cut open. Someone has beaten her to it. She takes the empty purse and runs to the bedroom. There is a window open and someone is sitting on the bed watching her. It's Marie. She is furious with her sister and yells at her for what she did. She knows that she should call the police, but she wants to handle this herself. She lets her sister know that she knows she was behind the rumors at school and tells her that she needs to apologize. However, Elise doesn't admit to anything and instead throws the purse at her, telling her to mind her own business. Marie is disappointed and upset, but knows that she has to do something. She grabs her phone and dials the police. As the police are arresting Elise, she screams at Marie that she ruined her life and now she will ruin hers. But Marie doesn't care anymore. She is relieved to finally be rid of her sister. The police are taking Elise away when she turns to Marie and asks, "Do you really think I did all this?" Marie pauses and hesitates, but then says, "Yes." Elise closes her eyes and cries as she is led away. After the incident with her sister, Marie's life goes back to normal. The students stop causing problems and she has a good relationship with her colleagues. However, she is still suspicious of everyone and always expects the worst. One day, she is talking to a colleague, and when she thinks no one is listening, she mentions how awful her sister is. Little did she know that one of her students was standing right next to them, listening intently to every word. The next day at school, some of Marie's students are causing trouble, and she gets really angry. She warns them that if it happens again, she will tell the principal. However, they don't listen and continue to disrupt the class. So when Marie gets a chance, she tells the principal what happened. However, he doesn't believe her and tells her that he will talk to the students himself. Later that day, Marie is in the staff room. When she hears the students laughing and talking about her, she becomes furious and confronts them, demanding an explanation. The students inform her that the principal told them she was making things up. Shocked and outraged, Marie seeks out the principal and demands an apology. However, he refuses and tells her that he believes the students. Marie is devastated. She thought she could trust her colleagues, but now she realizes that she was wrong. She packs up her things and leaves the staff room, unsure of what to do next. But just then, she's approached by one of her students, who apologizes for what he did and reveals a secret that shocks her. Stay tuned to find out who is really behind all the chaos in Marie's life and what secrets her students are hiding. You won't want to miss this.